Hello and welcome to the TMZ Podcast Afternoon Edition. I'm Eric Wilson.
And I am Kay McCabe.
Kay, this is our first time doing a podcast together.
Is it really?
I think so.
Is it?
You did the morning a few times, right?
In the afternoon.
And you did okay. So this is our first time coming together.
But this is not our first time on a TMZ little thing together.
What have we done?
Maybe I shouldn't talk about your franchise. Your franchise. But I love you hosting.
Trivia.
I love you hosting is what I was going to say.
I love you.
I've been waiting to be next alongside you for a while.
Originally when we did trivia, I had you as a test team.
I appreciate
And then me
that.
and Reagan both were like, no, she needs to be on a real team. And you would have been if trivia didn't get canceled, but we're past that.
Anyway.
Let's get into today's stories. We had some breaking stories. We have some updates on some huge cases. And that's what we're going to start with today, the Nolan Wells case. We have some interesting details, and I'm glad, more people are finally speaking out.
Yeah.
We're filling in a few blanks here, getting some information. And so Nolan Wells' friends made an emergency call the day that they were out on Horn Island in Mississippi because their boat was taking on water. A pump wasn't working. So they called a tow service, a boat tow service, to come and get them because they said that they were taking on water, and this is the reason that they were leaving the island.
Yeah, something interesting about that is, I don't know how, I've never lived around water, so I didn't even know boat tow services even existed.
I mean, I didn't think about it until I was reading the story, obviously, but yeah, that would make sense.
I guess it would make sense, but it's interesting the difference between that and 911. And I listened to the audio, and the boat tow service lady offered to send the Coast Guard, and they declined. But they seemed pretty frantic, and they're like, hey, we're sinking. Like, we need help ASAP.
But they did eventually make it back to shore.
Yeah.
And while they were on the island, another detail is there was allegedly a girl that Nolan was speaking to and was the reason why he was staying behind.
Lots of back and forth with this story. Lots of unclear what actually happened. On one side, his friends are saying, no, Nolan stayed back to, hang out with this girl. Now we're hearing from her sister that her sister's like, no, she told me and our family, I guess, that her understanding was Nolan was leaving with the friends in the group. So it's a lot of back and forth, and it's really sad that this case is a lot of he said, she said.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be a have to wait it out until the truth comes out.
Yeah, it seems like there's a certain point in time in this day on July 4th where he just vanishes. Like, who was the last person? And nobody wants to be the last person who saw him. And I think that's a lot of the deflection here.
Yeah.
Because she may well be, and she doesn't even realize she was the last person. And one thing about Horn Island we're hearing from people that we're speaking to is it's kind of like everyone knows everybody on that island. So when a bunch of groups of friends are going out there, it's not uncommon for you to arrive with one group of friends and leave with another.
Right.
If you're staying longer.
Even in places like Miami, you boat hop and things like that. It's fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what people are alluding to might have happened here.
Yeah.
But yeah, this girl, what is her name?
Katie. McCormick, 19.
And then her sister is saying, a different version of events. Katie had a conversation and assumed that Nolan was getting ready to get on the boat. He came on. Katie assumed the friends telling him to get on the boat wouldn't have left him.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, so that leads to the other thing, the other update, which is Nolan's best friend, who's been speaking out a lot.
Yeah.
Warren Hudson. He said that they were pleading with Nolan to get on the boat as they were leaving because the boat was sinking. So they wanted to get off the island as quick as possible, and they were calling for him, and he just didn't get back on the boat with them, and then they left.
You know what? And I was speaking to someone in the office about this the other day. We are dealing with a bunch of teenagers who are probably scared out of their mind,
ready to go off to college for the first time.
They don't want to get in any trouble. So even the ones who had nothing to do with it, even the ones who didn't even see anything, are probably, and how you're a toddler and you break something accidentally, but you don't want to admit to breaking it, even if you know it was an accident, because you're scared of the repercussions.
Do you know how many things I broke as a child and hid behind the couch?
And even if it was an accident, and hid it behind. Matter of fact,
I could think of the items. I'm like, there was this like mechanical sunflower that sang, and I snapped it. And my mom loved it. I was like, put this behind the recliner.
Yeah.
She'll find it.
Even though it's so minute, and not saying this is minute at all, but I'm just saying, like, my mom always told me, you'll get in more trouble hiding than telling the truth.
Yeah.
Like, the truth will set you free.
But a lot of these, I mean, if this is all just an accident and he just happened to drown, these people, I think, don't want to be in a position where, obviously Ben Crump and the family is looking for answers and they think something is
rightfully
suspicious.
so.
Yes, absolutely. And so they just don't want to be, even if they weren't a part of it, if there was some foul play, they just don't want to be anywhere close to any association with it.
I understand it to a degree, but someone lost their life, and at some point, hopefully someone is going to just take the initiative and step up and say, hey, this is what I saw. I'm not saying this, that, and a third, but this is what I saw. Yeah. And even if it was a mistake, say, hey, I saw him slip and hit his head. No one wanted to, he got drunk and slipped his head. Whatever happened, we just didn't know what to do. We're young. We were drinking and we weren't supposed to. Yeah. Whatever the case might have been, just come out and say it, because someone lost their life and there's a mother and a father who know nothing about and I can only just imagine.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I think, this is just my personal opinion, worst case scenario, it is something like that.
Yeah.
Someone, they were all drunk. He slipped, he fell, he got hurt. It was a total accident. And they just you gotta go.
Yeah.
Like that.
Got scared and
I think
left.
that is the worst case scenario of what could have possibly happened. But obviously more people will speak out. Thankfully, his best friend is speaking out. Now we have this other girl who, we'll get hopefully more information from her. But it sounds like she is saying she wasn't the last person to see him. And how much time did they spend is what I would like to know, because they were talking for a while his friends were there. But after they left, obviously Nolan stayed. Yeah. So what was the interaction there and for how long? And
clearly right now, obviously, you can't trust anyone's word. Yeah. Anyone could be lying. Anyone could be trying to save themselves. So
they're all scared.
Yeah, even the ones speaking out are scared. Yeah. But you don't know who's telling the truth. Hopefully investigators get to the very bottom of this, and we'll just have to wait and see it.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that the major updates from that?
I do believe so.
I think so, yeah. So yeah, hopefully more people will be speaking out and we'll get more details.
Yes.
Let's move on to some breaking news today.
You almost could have rhymed with that.
What?
Let's move on to
LeBron.
Okay.
Oh, the setup with the assist. LeBron James has chosen where he will spend his final 2 years in the NBA, and he has chosen the greatest city in this country.
Oh, wow.
Possibly the world.
Oh.
The place where this country started. The greatest sports city in the entire world. We know why he chose it. Oh. He wants to bring a championship. The Sixers are ripe for a championship.
Little rusty and dusty.
We are right where we need to be, and LeBron is the perfect addition to bringing a championship finally back to Philly. We haven't had a championship for the Sixers since the 80s.
Like I said, rusty and dusty.
So LeBron James has chosen the Philadelphia 76ers. Mm-hmm. He put out a full statement today on Twitter. It was not as dramatic as the previous decisions, like whole press conferences.
Right.
But this is what he said. You want to read it?
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay. I thought there was a video.
Or just
okay.
There's no scene to make a verbal statement. You would think that he would have.
For his thousands team that he's going to play for in this league, he said that he said on Twitter, or X, excuse me, I thought I was done when the season ended. I wasn't ready to announce it, and I knew I needed some time to really decide, but I was pretty sure I played my last game. I was honest at that last press conference when I said I needed to look at myself and decide if I still love this game. I still truly love this game, and I have more to give. He later on said that this game is something he loves and blah, 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 and he's going to Philly is basically what he said.
He's going to Philly. And this is the crazy part. He's going for a 2-year deal for $8 million. $4 million
I heard it's a veteran deal. That's what they call it.
But there's like a minimum for the veteran deal, and I think this is even below that.
That's insane.
So he is doing this
for the love of the game.
And he wants another ring, and he thinks Philly is his best option for that.
Guys, we also have the clip, too, of him foreshadowing this. I think it was a week ago on the podcast, so we want to play that.
Yeah, let's hear it.
My boy Josiah.
Yo, before we start, I got to ask you, bro, what are you going on, year 76?
Year 79, I think I'm coming up on.
Okay.
I'm going to go back to the whole decision thing, the thing we just talked about, but does the fan base of where you might play make a difference? Does that help you in your decision?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's I don't want to say it's going to help me make a decision, but you definitely, look at, fan bases wherever you may go, and how they treat their team, and what's the legacy that's been left there, whatever the case may be. You look at those factors, but it's not the deciding factor. Obviously, what's most important is I want to compete. I want to compete at a high level. I want to join a franchise that kind of shares the same model as myself, and that's like practicing championship habits every day, but trusting the process more than anything. I think when you trust the process of actually getting to that point.
That wasn't no hit.
Yourself.
That wasn't no hit. Hold on. Y'all calm down.
Yeah, so the crowd obviously reacted because first the guy says you're going into year 76.
Yeah.
And then he says trust the process, which obviously is a slogan that's been around forever, but truly, if anyone has adopted that slogan, it's the 76ers.
The 76ers.
So he said that wasn't a hint, but now we're here a week later, and it looks like he may have slipped up.
Let me tell you why this is bittersweet for me. One, as a LA Laker girl, and I came with the Kobe era. A little later on, because the beginning of Kobe I wasn't around. But anyway, when the LeBron fans came, it was kind of chaotic, but it was cool. He came, he conquered, did his thing. But I am old school NBA, old school basketball girl. I played basketball for 12 years of my life. I love the game. I have a few family members who play in the league and have played in the league. And I like old school NBA where you stay with one team, championship or not. Charles Barkley never won a championship. He never had a ring, but he was with that Phoenix team for his entire career. And there's many like that. And I believe until you have to leave, you shouldn't just be bounced around to bring this champion or this team isn't going to bring me a championship, which I get some organizations are like just maybe toxic or whatever. Every job has its toxicity, but I just believe that I just like the old school style of basketball. And that's just particular. That's why it's bittersweet for me.
So this is his fourth team now?
Miami, Cleveland, LA, yes, 76ers.
I never really cared about LeBron on the Lakers. Like
I didn't either.
It didn't feel like he belonged there.
But I thought he was going to retire a Laker.
Like it makes sense. Cleveland, obviously, that's where he was drafted.
Yeah.
That's where he went. And then Miami, he was, creeping up into the mid-20s, late 20s.
I liked my
party there.
LeBron Miami.
And then he became the businessman. He got into he had a production company, so
he went back
to LA.
No, he went back to
back to Cleveland.
He went back to Cleveland.
And then to LA.
And then he came to LA.
Which is where obviously, he was setting up base camp. I'm sure he's still gonna have properties here.
Yeah.
And now he's going to Philly strictly for, the hopes of winning a championship.
Yeah.
With them. So I don't know. I'm excited. It's going to be really fun. I can't wait to take my nephew to a Sixers game and see LeBron James. And this is I grew up in the Allen Iverson era in Philly.
Nice.
And 2001, when they were at the Lakers in the finals,
yeah.
we were shutting down streets to have watch parties.
Wow.
And we were so excited. We were ready. Because that team, back then was Dikembe Mutombo, AI, like all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cool to hopefully get that feeling back. Because the Sixers are the team, Flyers too. But the Phillies and the Eagles have had championships over the last few years. And now it's time to...
It's definitely like when you started your intro, it's definitely a dominating sports city.
Yeah.
Even in the boxing era with Rocky and everything like that, Philly is...
Joe Frazier.
Yeah, Joe Frazier. Philly is definitely on the map. And it's dope to see one of the greatest go and play and retire possibly as a Sixer.
Yeah.
But, just
part of his decision had to be, where am I going to be welcomed?
Yeah.
I don't want to spend my last 2 years being hated by
they're going to love him.
Fan base. Philly, my feed is obviously on my friends and Facebook are back home and all that. The feeds are not. Everyone is so excited.
Oh, they're going to love him.
They were making announcements in the middle of Wawa. They were driving down the street, yelling down Broad Street, LeBron's coming to Philly. Like, they are going to embrace this man like he's never been embraced before.
I would have liked to see him go back to Miami, though. I thought that would have been dope.
Oh, there's some Ohio people in the office who are not having a good day. I'll tell you that
But Miami would have been a nice little to his career. And when they accidentally pressed that, when they posted that press conference, I thought that was I was like, oh, okay, he's going to Miami. I know.
In hindsight,
whoever that is fired.
But in hindsight, is that a situation where it was like LeBron was legitimately thinking about it and they had it ready?
For someone who works
on the 27th.
For someone who works on social media, prep posts are a real thing.
Yeah.
But you know not to post any prep posts at all.
We'll get people in here for the countdown.
But I think it was probably like an accident. They probably had it scheduled and
but why would they even schedule it if he's clearly a Sixer?
They probably it was an accident for sure.
They were just hoping. They're like, well, let's get all this ready. Like
I said, prep posts are real.
I know, but how could they even have
I don't know. That's what I'm
gone
saying.
that far to prep
Whoever did that is no longer working there. Trust me.
My God. And then the day it was like 18 hours before that, they posted a job for a YouTube person. I was like, and as if things couldn't get better for Philadelphia, one of their longstanding rivals, Tony Romo, former quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, was arrested for an OWI in Milwaukee today as well. We got that breaking news as well. So he was allegedly operating a vehicle while under the influence in Milwaukee. It happened Thursday night. He was booked in Milwaukee County Jail. He was pulled over driving southbound on Interstate 43 on a high-rise bridge, and he performed poorly on several field sobriety tests, and then he was taken into custody.
What does OWI mean?
Operating while intoxicated.
Oh, operating while intoxicated. Okay, yes, okay.
Yeah.
You know, I hate to say it, but things like this are a slap on the wrist for guys like this.
Yeah. I mean, it's his first offense
Yeah.
in that regard. Not that it makes it right or anything.
No.
But his mugshot is going to be a goated mugshot because look at this little smiling boy.
My man's is happy.
My man does
Lit.
not care.
But
He
you
is
know
litty.
what?
He is
I always
not-
wondered, and this just doesn't go for just people with money or whatever and status. But, you know, I'm just like, if you know you're going to go get lit, like, why not just get an Uber or a
What's he doing in
driver?
Milwaukee?
But maybe, I don't know, visiting a friend.
He's a broadcaster for CBS. So the season's going to start up soon, obviously. But the hell is he doing in Milwaukee?
Man,
You know who never got a OWI? Jessica Simpson,
my girl.
his ex.
Oh, is that his ex? I have no idea who
what's up now, Tony?
Tony
Hmm?
Romo is. I'm
It's a
sorry.
win for Jess.
Well,
Yeah, so that's the news for today.
I had a great time hosting with you.
This is great. Any comments?
Yes, we do have some comments, people. So as far as the Tony Romo story goes, Bloodwork says, call an effing Uber, people.
I just said that too. Agreed.
We don't know. Yeah, we don't know exactly what he was under the intoxicated by.
Right.
Drugs
Right.
or alcohol or whatever it
Right.
may be. That part has not been released yet.
Right.
Dan P says, why not make sure Nolan had a way back home? Yeah.
Why not make sure Nolan had a way back home? Yeah, but to the other point is that a lot of people knew each other on that island. And
Nolan.
he assumed, we assume that he assumed Nolan would just hop on another person's boat, or maybe this girl that he was talking to.
And, you know, if these are young teenagers who were, and we're not saying they are, this is just our, you know, opinions and thoughts. But if they were under the consumption of alcohol, especially as young teenagers who
Driving a boat.
driving a boat, and they aren't taking shots back to back like me, you know, their right minds weren't intact. And
Yeah.
so they're not thinking like, oh, we're going to, you know, whatever. So,
And the added pressure of the boat sinking. Like, that's a literal time clock of, like,
Yeah.
we need to get the fuck out of
and
here.
that's what we need is a timeline of
Yeah.
what happened, when it happened, and where everybody was
Yeah, I
at.
think we're working on that in the newsroom today, actually. So
Yeah.
hopefully we can fill in more blanks.
And final comment, Krista says the cop must have been an Eagles fan for Tony Romo.
Yeah, he's like setting up roadblocks in the sobriety test because they gave him several. So this guy was fumbling a lot.
Well,
Is that it?
we had a great time.
Great time, Kay.
I keep telling
this is a
them
great
to put
duo.
me on the podcast, but they don't like me no more.
I
so,
keep telling them to fire Branson, so
Yeah.
I'm trying to fill the gap. So
yeah, we'll figure
we'll
it
see
out.
what happens. But everybody, happy Friday. Have a great weekend. My birthday is coming up, so plan accordingly.
When's your birthday?
August 4th.
Oh, bet.
Coming
Leo
up soon.
season.
Leo season, baby.
Full effect.
And we'll see you Monday.
All right, tune in Monday, y'all.